real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty.
Right. So I'll need so they can see my face.
Oh, the ring light?
Yeah.
Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Hey everybody, thank y'all for joining us today. We got the panel on here. I changed the subject. We're going to talk about anything you want to talk about, really. You know, remember this is your live stream. But let me welcome my viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much for your kindness, the generosity, and your support of my channel. It was going to be about the black man question, but I think I covered that already, and I want to put that to rest, guys. You know, it's a bunch of bullshit, and we're not going to beat a dead horse. 100% of the black men over here have Filipinos, so it's a stupid question to even ask. Okay, so we're going to talk about the topic is that's you, Will. Yeah, that's Will. He's really got a lot of feedback, brother. But we're going to talk about what are some of the best investments for a foreigner in the Philippines. Because people all the time asking me how they can earn extra money over here. Is there employment over here? What type of businesses that they can open up? But of course, I got a few things first. Let me welcome my panel. First guy we got on is J. Cornelius Mack. He's from the old school, but introduce yourself, Cornelius. Tell everybody who you are.
Hello, everybody. I'm James Cornelius Mack. I'm from Orangeburg, South Carolina. I just got to the Philippines this month. I haven't been here in 2 years. I'm so happy to be back. I'm retired military, and I'm just.
Are you having any problems with the ladies over here, Cornelius?
Not really. I have a 29-year-old young lady right now washing my dishes over here.
Oh, wow.
So I don't think I'm having any problems. I don't think I'm having any problems at my age. Pardon?
How old are you?
You want to know how old I am?
Yeah.
I'm 75 years old.
Wow. Congratulations, brother. You looking good, man.
Thank you.
And you said you got a 29-year-old?
Yes.
Well, hell, you're winning then. Okay, we got Francis on board. What's up, Francis? Introduce yourself, man.
I'm out here. I had a change of plan. So I'm with a friend here. So I can't really say much now, man.
Well, show her.
I'm here with Rakim too.
Yeah, show us your friend.
Yes, hello?
Yeah, show us your friend. What's up, friend? You got a feedback, Francis. Hey, Will, thanks for joining us again. This is the Black Man in the Village. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Will, to people who don't know you.
Yeah, you guys. My name is Will Jackson. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm from the United States, California. Grew up in the ghetto down in Watts, South Central LA. Went to the military. Get myself off the streets at about the age 20. Did about 12 years. All my experiences in the medical field. So after my last son graduated from high school, I was already married. Well, this is my third wife. She's a Filipina. She's the best. out of the 3. But we decided to make a move here. All it took me was one visit, and I fell in love with the place. So we moved here. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing what I can to help here with all my medical expertise, and that's what we blog about. We blog here. We help people, and that's what I do.
That's good stuff, man. It's always good to give back. Now, do you have any plans on getting married, Cornelius?
I'm kind of holding back that right now. I could change, but right now I don't have any desire to get married at the moment. No. But the right lady can change my mind.
Well, I've officially put you in my Hall of Fame today because I thought you were 70 years old, but you're 75 and you got a 29-year-old. So welcome to the Hall of Fame, brother.
Because I don't feel 75. Matter of fact, I don't even believe I'm 75.
Yeah, I know you look good, man. Hello to Will's wife. What's your wife's name, Will?
Jocelyn. He said hello.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Oh, you can't hear me. Calvin said hello.
Hi, Calvin. How are you?
Fine. Maybe what part of Lady do y'all live in? Maybe I'll come there and visit.
Kelly Aaron, Lady.
We're in Lady.
How close is that to Ormond City?
How close is that to Ormond City?
It's about a couple hours.
A couple of hours. How
Oh,
close is that to Ormond? Is that where you at, Calvin?
No. I've got friends in Ormond. I was just trying to get an idea of where you are.
We're closer to Clothing, right?
It's on
okay.
the when it's here.
So, man, do y'all get bad weather over there?
Well, we get on and off, a lot of rain, but it's not bad.
Yeah. Okay, we've got another OG on the line, Fred B. He's over there in Guam. He's already in the Hall of Fame. Because he's been married for, how many years you been married, Fred?
33 years.
Wow. To the same Filipino, right?
Yep, I'm still very happy.
I hear you, man. Introduce yourself, Fred, if people don't know you.
I'm Fred Baldwin, and originally from Youngstown, Ohio. Did 21 years in the military. After I got out, most of my time in the military between Thailand, Korea, and Philippines. So I retired in 1990, moved out here in Guam in 92, and just retired from civil service almost 2 years ago. So I've been out here a while, and before COVID, I used to come to the Philippines quite a bit because we're up in the Pampanga area, outside of Angeles going north.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about opening up or starting a business or something here, Fred? Has that ever crossed your mind?
Actually, it did. At the time I got to the military, I was going to open up an auto repair facility there in Angeles. So I already had the site scoped out already had a business partner, another retiree. So I went back to the States with my wife, went to school for auto mechanics, got my certificates and everything else. But before we could actually start that, oh, by the way, I was going to name my business Second Opinion. I'll tell you why in a minute. But anyway, before we could start the business, Mount Pinatubo went up, all the military pulled out, and that was the end of my dream. I didn't think about trying to do anything here on Guam because it would have cost me quite a bit to do that. Where over there, I was pretty well established, so I know I would have been okay.
Yeah. Now, if anybody didn't watch my video already, I was talking about the black men that are over here in the Philippines. The overwhelming majority of them are successful, man. And here's 3 examples right here. How many years did you do in the military, Cornelius?
did 21 years in the military. I'm retired military. And I just applied for my SRRV visa based on that. And I'm still waiting for the results. I'm in General Trias,
Yeah.
close to Manila, and I'm waiting for my results now.
How long does that process take? Do you know?
When I talked to the representative, they said it usually takes from 1 month after paperwork, from 1 month to month and a.
Oh, okay.
But I've only been
Yeah.
here in the Philippines. Mine is still working.
I noticed something about whenever I talk to guys up in Manila, they have a bad connection. I would thought that are you in an Airbnb or what are you in a condo or something, Cornelius? Well, I'm gonna go to you, Will. Have you ever
Are you
thought
talking
about?
to me?
No, I was talking to Cornelius, but he's got a delay. Have you ever thought
I
about
don't have
opening up a
internet
business?
yet. I'm using my girlfriend's cell phone.
Oh, okay, that's why I see. Okay. What about you, Will? Have you ever thought about starting a business here or anything?
Yeah, actually, I have, and I already put the plans to my wife. It's not gonna be for me. It's gonna be for her and her sister. You know, we in this little village, so the biggest thing I see a lot of people eat is bread, and I see people come through here and buy bread. So right next to us, we in the village, we up high, but we have another little building that I used to run the clinic out of to the right of us. So I told them we're just gonna change that into a bakery. I'm gonna make it a full-out bakery. It ain't gonna just be breads. I'm gonna have donuts and everything in there. Cause where we at, we have a bunch of villages here. We got an island across from a bunch of villages. So now you don't have to go way to Clover to get Dunkin' Donuts. Cause we're gonna have donuts here. We're gonna have bread here. We're gonna have
Oh,
cake
okay.
here. Um, yeah, I think it's gonna be successful because I might take a little business from somebody, but I'm gonna offer a whole bunch more. So and yeah, I already wrote down all the items I need and how much it's gonna cost me. So yeah, I'm gonna start a bakery.
Yeah. Now is that going to be quite a bit of money up front, or what's going on with that?
No, I told him it'll be about 4 or 5 months. You know, each month when I get my retirement, I'm gonna buy maybe 1 or 2 items. I already looked at the stoves that we need, baking stove. I'll probably get about 3 baking stoves, 2 mixers. Then see what else we need, but I'm gonna get it a little bit at a time. So I told him at least about 5, 6 months down the road we'll have everything. Then we can start.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Calvin, talking about businesses, before you start one, the reason I was going to start an auto repair facility, I did my homework. I was stationed there for a lot of years. So I got tired of taking my vehicle in the different places, would always fix one thing and not fix the other problem that I got. So I got to the point is I started finding out where the best mechanics were at in town. So whatever mechanic I needed for a particular thing, that's where I would take my vehicle to. So that's when the idea came to me. Or if I take my vehicle to one of the other places, let's say for a simple oil change, I come to pick my vehicle up after work, they didn't put it way in the back like they didn't want to release it because they didn't do the work that day. Taking on too much work than what they can handle, but oil change should be fairly simple. So that's when I came up with the idea to start my own business. And what I would have there is like, the simple stuff. No auto body work, because that's a losing proposition when you're dealing with that. It takes too long. But over under the chassis work, tune up brakes and stuff like that. So while we were looking at your car, there would be a waiting room for you to sit in there, free drinks, soft drinks, water, TV in there, and then we would diagnose your problem with your car. If we found something else, we would come and tell you and let you know what you need to do to get it fixed. So that's where my idea came from, because you got to do your homework first. You know, everybody wants to throw up all these businesses, but you need to look at what your competition may be, and can you provide a better service than what your competition is providing.
Yeah, well, you know, when you write a business plan, you have to put your competition
Yes.
in the business plan.
Yes.
And you know, it's good to kind of shadow them to see what they're doing and everything. But you know, Fred, that an oil change over here has a double meaning, right?
Yep, I do. And let me rephrase that. Oil change for your vehicle.
Okay, because you know, now I want you guys to know something, that this oil change, that wasn't something that I came up with. Filipinos will tell you that I'll change your oil, and that's where I heard it from. I heard it from a Filipino. I didn't make that up. But Sam Champion says at Sunshine Shoulders, Calvin, I know you just received a new Baldwin shipment recently, but to let you know, you should soon be receiving the last one I sent before I left Virginia any day now. Man, your Baldwin boxes are always an adventure, Sam. And you guys don't understand the time, the effort, and the expense that goes into that. I've sent a couple when I was in America over here to her family, man. And I tell you what, man, it's a lot of work. And this is something you don't take for granted, you know. But I'm going to tell you guys something now. I didn't come over here to work, and I'm not encouraging you to do this, but if you had the testicular fortitude, I would look into that 5-6 business, man. It's a lucrative business over here. But the problem is you're going to run into some underworld figures. What do you think about that, Fred? If someone were to get into the 5-6 business, they're going to ruffle some feathers over here, wouldn't they?
Well, actually, I would even bother to get into that, because you might ruffle a whole lot of feathers. And then, like I said, the underworld may not want you cutting into their profits, because 9 out of 10, you're going to you give the people a better deal than what they would get, you know, if they go into a loan shark or something like that. But that's the type of business, I'll be honest with you, Calvin, you really don't need. I would stay away from that.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Franz Pricehill Jr. He said, Brother Calvin, my apology, I can't make it to the panel. Something came up. I'll talk to you later. Okay, Franz, thank you again. And I think you're coming here. Are you and Hakeem still coming? Now, how many times have you been over here, Cornelius? Is this your first time coming to the Philippines?
No, this is my second time. In 2019, I was here. Then the starts over, so I haven't been in years. But anyway, in I do, I kind of saved my money, and the fact that I'm at military, I have no desire to start a business. I'm perfectly happy just getting here in the Philippines.
I hear you, brother. I feel the same way. What's up, Pumpkin Joe Philippine Experience? Jacob Tanje, this is funny. He said at Pumpkin Joe's, he said, I enjoyed the interview with Calvin. You mean the Pumpkin Joe speech? You didn't let me say 2 words, Fred.
I saw it.
Calvin,
Yeah, Will.
what is the 5-6 business? I don't know what you guys talking about.
Okay, 5-6 business it's a loan shark business here. And for every 5 pesos that they that they borrow, they pay 6 back. So if they borrow 1,000 pesos, they owe you 1,200 back. But you do it over a set time, so they may have to give you 40 pesos a day for 30 days. That's how they do it. And see, if you get enough people like that, imagine if you got 100 people like that. That's a lot of money, man. The Indians over here, They've got it locked up over here. There's a guy here in San Carlos City. He comes to the market around closing time, right before closing time. He's an Indian guy. He goes, he got a little pad. He goes from stall to stall, and they'll give him, 40 pesos, whatever it is, every day. And he comes out of there with a lot of money, but it's dangerous. And when
Right, right.
I was in Cebu, you'd always hear about the collectors getting killed. But they'll think, well, it's cheaper to get somebody to kill this guy than to pay him the money I owe him. It happened to a lot of them too. But yeah, Fred's right. I wouldn't get into that. I'm saying if you got that testicular fortitude, it's a lucrative business. But I would say the best business over here in the Philippines, and one that is recession proof, is real estate. Any way you look at it. And one thing that I would suggest guys to do, I didn't come here to work. It's a headache. I'm retired, Fred. I'm like you and Cornelius. I'm done. But I would do something like sublease. I would do like an Airbnb type of place in one of these tourist cities, destinations. You rent the apartment for $200. You sublease it, put it on Airbnb, and do $20 a day.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something else, Coleman. A friend of mine who retired out of the military, so he moved to the Philippines with his wife. So he was noticing every time he went home, he would pass by one of these short-time hotels. So the idea came into his head, he's going to open up one too, which he did. And he was very successful with it. All his employees had to wear uniforms and all that stuff, and other stuff that he did. But his business was very, very successful. He made a lot of money from that. Actually, he still has it somewhere out there. A simple idea like that, or like you said before, come up with some, if you got some property, throw you some apartments up there. Throw you about 4 apartments in there.
Yeah, real estate, I'm going to tell you, and you can probably bear witness to this, anybody's watching. You can see how prosperous a place is by how many cranes they have on downtown, right?
Yep.
Now, you go to Cebu right now, there's cranes everywhere. I don't know who's buying all these condominiums that they're building in Cebu. It's a ton of them, Fred. And when I went back this last time, they're building even more. And I'm like, is there something I'm missing?
Well, it's a lot of times it's foreign investment. I got friends here who've actually have bought condos there in the Philippines. Even one of the ladies I work with, she bought her condo while she was still working. So when she retired, her and her husband go back between Guam and their condo that they have there in the Philippines. And if I thought about it, I should have bought me one years ago because they were pretty cheap, especially getting near a big medical center. You could actually lease that out and you can make money on it while you're not there.
Let me ask you, Cornelius, are you going to continue to rent the whole time you're here, or do you plan on building a house or buying a condo?
I'm probably going to be renting the whole time I'm here, but I'm keeping my mind open. I'm not locking in on anything until, decisions are made based on common sense and all that. But let me say this, I know it's off subject. How come nobody wants to open up a black barbershop? Because I can't find my hair down here.
That's a good idea. Iskandari Television, he's up there where you are. He'll cut your hair, man. He's got a mobile barbershop. He'll come to you. But it's probably going to cost you a few extra pesos, but I guess it's worth it. You see my hair, don't you?
I don't mind.
Well, actually, Calvin, that would be a good business idea for somebody who's moving to the Philippines. I know especially around the Angeles City area, because you got a lot of expats who are black that live there because the military base has been there. And you see more and more people coming in almost every day. Even people who's never been in the military, are moving, to the Philippines. When you go down to Angeles City, I think you said you're going there for a wedding. Hopefully, while you're there, you get a chance to really go around, and you can see a lot of things that I'm telling you when I'm talking about. You'll see for yourself.
Now, Ernest Montgomery's asking about, is it better to rent a condo or buy? And well, you know, as foreigners, we can buy a condominium. We can own property here. Now, land is a whole different subject, but they've got a real, I don't know if you're from anybody on the panel is familiar with this, but when I was in Cebu, I was talking to a real estate lady. They've got a rent to own deal going on now that you pay for the condominium in 10 years. But you have to understand the rent is going to be high. The one that I was looking at, you calculated up, it's about $700 a month. But in 10 years, you own it. And that's something that you should look into, Ennis, if you're really interested. What's this? Sly Angler said, can you find a rich Filipino like a sugar mama? Well, all the sugar mamas over here, believe it or not, they've got, you know, these young and handsome Filipino men. That's just how it is. My last landlord, well, before I moved in there, she was 46, Fred, and her sugar baby was 17. He take all her money, right? And she'd be over my house trying to get my rent early.
By the way, how does she look, Kelvin?
She looked like she was 66. I'm just being honest, man. That's that old Route 66 again.
You're killing me.
Yeah. Hey, one guy brought up something. He said when I had that when we were talking about Tinder, he said, man, be careful.
Get out of the house.
He said he wants to give a warning. There's a lot of lady boys on Tinder over here. He said, because it's not hard to have 4 inches. So be careful, guys, when you want to do Tinder and all that. See, I'm glad I'm off that dating site and stuff, man.
You're right about that.
It's a crazy situation right now.
Well, Calvin,
Too
you know,
many
I'm kinda lucky.
scammers.
Well, I never had to worry about a dating site because I was meeting all my ladies in person because I was there. You know,
Yeah.
Those were the days. So I bypassed all that nonsense you have to go through.
Yeah, Fred, I think people don't understand how approachable Filipinos are over here. See, I didn't know that, but now, man, I mean, I get some of the nicest conversations. And even though I'm not even trying to, you know, hit up on anything,
Yeah.
you just go up to them and talk to them, man, and they'll talk to you. It's not like in America, man. You can't talk to them like that.
You know what I do? Even at my age, you know, when I go in the store with Lynn, we shop and we get something.
Agree.
You know, I throw my little jokes out there and they be laughing, but there's nothing out the ordinary. That's how approachable they are. You know, very friendly people.
Yeah, I mean, I was when I was down in Zamboanga, and I did that video where I was interviewing people about is it safe in here. And the last one before my son, it was a young lady and a man. They were sitting next to each other. They were employees of that hotel. Well, I've been chatting up the young lady all day, man. I mean, she was fine, but it was just a friendly thing, and she was blushing. Anything I said, you know. And it was just, you know, like, I don't know, man. It was like, man, I wish I would have left them down dating site.
Well, you know, Calvin, I was going to tell you this, because we got the older gentleman that's there. And, you know, you were back and I was stationed in the Philippines. But let me tell you something. Every time I go over there, I feel like I'm rejuvenated. You know, if you know exactly what I mean, I feel like I'm young again. I don't know, just something about the Philippines that does that to you. I mean, I could be here on Guam. I got my days here and there, but as soon as my other friend, my best friend, you know, when we come over together, he said the same thing. As soon as we get in Philippine airspace and land and get in the airport, you feel like you're reborn, you know.
Yeah.
I can't explain it, Calvin. I cannot explain
Well,
it. That's how I feel.
before I came over, my wife had already warned me that they gonna be talking to you and they gonna be trying to flirt with you, but you better not say nothing back.
Yeah. But Fred,
Cause she's a jealous type.
I didn't even know that other people felt that way, Fred, because that's what I used to say. I say, you only think you coming to the Philippines to retire. You're really coming to rejuvenate because, man, you come over here, you see
Yeah.
older guys like us.
Absolutely.
Man, we having the time of our life over here, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not slowing down. We're speeding up. Look at Mac, and he's got the perfect name. Cornelius Mac.
You know. But we always try to tell people, I mean, you can
I'll
come
tell you,
there
if an old
and
guy
you,
like
and
me
you can
can
have
get a
yourself a
girl,
fabulous time. You know. Well, the problem you have is those hangups you get in the States, that so-called dating circle you went through. Believe me, guys,
Yeah.
many, many years ago when I was a much younger man in my 20s, I just got tired of nonsense, when I was in my teens and all this stuff. Because, you try to go on a date, you had to have a car, you had to have money in your pocket, and all this other stuff. So my opinion changed. Like my first assignment I had, I went to Thailand, and I changed my whole outlook on life. And then when I went to the Philippines, I'm a young man. When I got to the Philippines, 26 years old and single, I had a fabulous time. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, it was party night 7 days a week. I would go out Monday through, no, what was it? No, I would go out Tuesday through Sunday, and Monday was my day of rest.
Yeah. Hey, Ernest
So,
Montgomery, thanks for that super chat. He said, hey, big brother Cal, love seeing my brothers looking good and happy. We'll be there in June. Keep making us proud. Rockford, Illinois. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Big Hamza 22, thanks for that super chat. He said, besides marrying a Filipino, what are the ways we can stay in the Philippines permanently? Well, Cornelius Mack is applying for his SRRV. That's a special resident retirement visa. They got like 4 different types of those. You can be a student visa. You can, if you open up a business and you employ 10 Filipinos full time, they'll give you a lifetime visa here. A lot of people don't know that, but yeah, you can do that. But yeah,
that's
other
true.
than
My visa is a lifetime
SRRV,
visa, and it's a lifetime retirement visa.
yeah, he's got SRV, but you can get a job here. If you get a job here and you want to work that job, you can get an employment visa. But most foreigners either get a 13A or SRV, or they'll just do the tourist visa. Now that the Philippines is open, you just do 3 years, 36 months, leave for 1 day, guys. Just
that's
1
right.
day. Come back and start the 36 months all over again. If you don't want to get into all of that,
Okay.
all of that putting money out, because if you're not ex-military in good standing, it's going to cost you anywhere between 10 and 20,000 for that SRV. That's money you can't touch. So that's something to think about. I don't have $20,000
So
laying around, Fred. Can you loan me that? And then when I get my SRV, I'll send it.
I mean, if there's a
so
will,
so
there's a
Cal,
way. You can get around a lot of that, just like you just said, tourist visa. And most guys who come in there right now, most of them may still be working. So instead of taking a 2-week vacation, why don't you take your whole month? I mean, you're flying thousands of miles to go to the Philippines for 2 weeks. That's not a
Oh,
vacation. That's the way I look at it.
so Calvin.
Go stay a month.
yeah, Will.
So since you've been here in a while, I haven't been here a year yet. But I just went to immigration. The option they giving me is that I gotta go and pay every 6 months. I think it's 12,000. But they said if I leave and come back in, then I could pay yearly. Those
Yeah,
my
but
only
see-
options.
No, see, here you're on a valid buying visa right now. For the first year, you don't have to pay anything, okay? Now, when you go to Cloven, you can pay.
Did you hear that?
Okay, after your year is up, you're on a valid buying visa. You don't have any visa fees right now, okay? For 12 months. But after your 12 months, when you go to Cloven, you can extend for 1 month, 2 months, or 6 months. You don't have to extend for 6 months. I never extend for 6 months. I extend 2 months at a time.
Right, my year. Right.
Yeah, you don't have to extend for 6 months. He's got a bad signal. Hey, El Zorro, he said, hello, Calvin, long-time subscriber. I've watched all your videos, never get the chance to comment. I'm in the Philippines now. The tune-up is real and spectacular. It's real, isn't it, Fred?
Yes, it is.
You've been getting the tune-up for 33 years. That's probably why your engine's running so well, Fred. What about you, Cornelius Mack? What's the tune-ups doing for you, man?
Keeping me young and good looking.
I know that's right. You said she's washing your dishes right
Don't
now,
forget
huh?
the oil change.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Calvin,
That's what they said.
She's cleaning up here.
if you're going to be
right
with
now.
somebody for as long as I've been with my wife, it better be somebody you want to spend the rest of your life with. I mean, I see Lynn every day, man, and I'm always happy to see her, you know, when she comes home.
Yeah, that's, that's something about, I heard that. A guy said that. It made a lot of sense to me, Fred. He said, every day you with a Filipino, you're on your honeymoon.
Yes.
And that's been my experience, really, man. I'm sorry that my marriage didn't work out, but hell, under no circumstances was it going to work with her living in America and me living over here for you. You know that. This wasn't going to work. And, I'm just being honest, man. I'm used to being with my woman every night and cuddling up or whatever it is we doing. I can't be away 6 months at a time. I'm too old for that. I need a regular tune up. He said, I don't even know how this guy pronounces his name. But he said marriage costs money anywhere you go, Dabar. He said, Dabar means right. He said, what he say? You need that night medicine. Yeah. And that's what I tell Marilyn. She's my sleeping pill. Because if you can't sleep, all you do is get that tune up, man. You go right to sleep. Now, Will, let me ask you something. I was told. Now, how old is your wife, Will? If you don't mind me asking.
48.
Okay. Is it true that Filipinos go into menopause early, or?
Yeah, she went in early, but she didn't realize. Yes, she went in early. I think about 41, but she didn't realize what it was. But me, with my medical experience, I explained to her that it might be a menopause.
Wow. Now, how does that affect things? They say that women get sore down there during menopause. That's right.
I don't think sore makes them moody.
Oh, yeah. What about dry? They said it dries up down there. Is that true? We're just trying to share some information with each
Yeah,
other.
it does a little bit. A little bit,
Huh?
a little bit. It's
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
a little bit.
All right.
So,
Yeah, because
but
okay,
that's how we
one of
got
the
that.
first women that I met here, I mean, she was a knockout. She was 41 years old. But the next time I saw her was like 3 years later. And man, she had got chubby and you know, and she was going through her menopause, man. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, you're only 44. And it was a shock to me. I mean,
You
it
sure
was
it
like,
wasn't eating too many snacks?
huh?
You know, like they like to munch all the time. You sure it's not from that?
No, she told me, you know, that's what was going on because, you know, we would email back and forth, and I asked her, how
Yeah,
you doing? She said, well, you
yeah.
know, I'm sick. Well, that could be anything, but then she finally said, yeah, I think I'm going through my menopause. And then when I saw her at the Dollar Mall. I'm like, wow. I mean, because she was, you know, Filipinos are vain. They're
Yeah.
always looking in the mirror all the time, fixing their hair, wondering how their jeans look. And man, this girl was crazy. But I guess that's just part of life, I guess.
I don't know, Calvin. I've seen a lot of women, you know, that reach that age of menopause and everything else. They still look good. They still work
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
So I'm not going to say that, you know, using that as an excuse is what makes them gain weight. What makes you gain weight, you sit around and do nothing, you know, and you always snack it. You know, here on Guam, I told you I put on so much weight. I got to send you a picture one of these days. And the reason I put so much weight on when I was working at, they were always having parties. And guess what?
Yeah.
I'm down there eating everything. Okay. And so you see yourself every day, but you don't realize you gain a lot of weight, you know, and to cover up for that,
Right.
you just buy a bigger pair of pants, you buy a bigger shirt, you know. And what turned me around was my kids. When my youngest told me, you know, I had a belly like Santa Claus. And that was a wake
Wow.
up call for me. And then I lost that weight. And I wish Lynn would have saved those jeans so I could show them to you. I didn't realize how big I got until I look at those jeans. I must have been around 42, 40 plus, you know, in
Wow,
size.
Fred, you was that
Yeah.
big?
Yeah. You know, and I was over 200 and some, I was over 250 pounds.
My God, how much you weigh now, Fred?
I'm down about 196. The
Oh,
last time I
wow.
my way in. But, you know, I
Yeah.
remember I told you I do a little light workout, you know, nothing heavy. But by the time I come to the Philippines, I want to make sure I'm built up again. Just because I can't do nothing don't mean I don't want to look good.
I know
No, but
that's
actually,
right.
all joking aside, I just do that for my health, you know, and everything else. You know, I like to look good for my lady. My lady likes to look good for me.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Are
You
you
know.
still with us, Mac? Because you look like a statue sitting there.
I'm still here, but you know,
Oh, okay,
I
yeah.
came over here about a couple of weeks ago, 240, and I'm starting to lose weight already.
See,
Yeah. See, one thing about the Philippines, the portions aren't as big over here as they are in America. That's one thing that helped me lose over here. And then
oh
you're
yeah,
sweating all the time, and because the weather, you know, the sun is out all the time. You know, you can walk, you can jog, ride your bike. See, winter really was bad for me over there. Nobody's outside,
nope.
you know, and I tell you, man, it would really get bad for me.
Well, you know, that's why, you know, I
Yeah.
like living here on Guam because it puts me close to the Philippines. And I don't have to travel as far to go there. And Lynn is happy because we're here because it actually puts her closer to her family. And what's important to me was make sure that Lynn stays happy. If you keep your lady happy, she's going to make you happy.
See, you said something, man, that I figured out when you said Lynn is closer to her family. Because guys are asking me, well, where should we move to? I'm saying, well, where does your girlfriend live? That's
Yep.
where you need to be building a house. Don't take her away from her family, man. You don't realize how important that connection is, that support is. then both of you going to be strangers in a foreign land somewhere, and she's going to be unhappy, man. You're taking her away from her support. And, Filipinos, they like something to be proud of too.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to show out their house and, their new life that they're living. They can't do it. It's best to do it around their friends and family, not strangers, who don't know anything about them. I would say always keep her close, man, to the family. I mean, you don't have to put up, one thing that Filipinos get a bad knock for, the family's not going to bother you, man. If you put your foot down and say, look, leave us alone. You give her a certain amount of money and say, look, you can do whatever you want to do. If you want to deal with them, go ahead.
Well, remember I told you the story. I was an exception to the rule because Lynn's family already got stuff. So it's not like I had to provide anything. They all went to school. They all, had their education. They all had good jobs and everything else. And, that's the exception to the rule where you may meet a girl and she's helping her family, whatsoever. But guys, you got to be understanding because sometimes when you marry into a Philippine family, 9 to 10, I don't mind if you got to help, mother, the mother, father, something like that. But when it starts coming down, let's say the parents are gone, and you're trying to put your sisters, brothers through school, they get finished, then you're putting their kids through school. It's a never-ending cycle. And that's when you got to put your foot down and say, enough is enough. Okay. I mean, you can't take care of the whole Philippines, And I always felt like even if I did have a Philippine that was sort of like that, but my responsibility more or less is to her and whatever kids we got. If you got a mom and dad, I would extend it to that. But anything beyond that, forget it.
Yeah. Thanks for the super chat, Iskandari TV. He said, good morning, fellas. Hope all is good. We got Cornelius Mack on here. He needs a barber. This is the guy you need to talk to, Cornelius. I'm going to give you his email in
Give me that information,
Yahoo
please.
Messenger, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
He'll come to you. Unless you want to end up like me. You keep playing with fire, you're going to get burned, man.
Man, you're right about that, Kelvin.
You're killing me, Calvin. Calvin, you're killing me.
No, it's true.
Because I don't.
It says, hello, brother Calvin. Has your wife's social status gone up with the new house? Do some people look at her different? Is it all normal? No, a lot of her closest friends, they don't come around anymore. And there was a guy named Tim Carter who came here. He was from Bukidnon, and he said something that I never even noticed. I guess I wasn't looking for it. He said that when him and his wife start renovating their house, he said everybody on their street start renovating their house. He said even if it meant going bankrupt, he said because they're jealous of each other. And I never noticed that, Fred.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, you got me laughing because our house there in the Philippines, we painted a color nobody else had. So next time we went back, it seemed like almost every house on the street copied the color of our house, and they had the same, color in their house. And even some of the Filipinos that we know here, because my wife has excellent taste when it comes to stuff, so I let her go at it. Whether it's decorating, what colors for the house, and everything else. So some of her Philippine friends took pictures of the house, and I'd be darned if they didn't go back to the Philippines and do the same with their house.
Yeah. Okay, you see how I built my gate out here, right?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Nice gate, by the way. I like the way it looks.
Thanks, man. Well, when we started out, the neighbor was building his gate. Well, our gate got off to a slow start, and y'all know that.
Yes.
I had to fire that crew. He was over here every day giving us pointers. Do it this way, do it that way. When her brother came over here and the gate started looking fancy, we haven't seen him since, Fred.
Calvin, I want to ask you one question. I want to back up slightly. One of the viewers asked the question, once you and Marilyn moved into a new house, did people treat her differently? And you said her friends don't come around anymore. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, but see now I know that they're jealous. It's it's crazy, man. I mean, her best friend. Okay, before we built this house, Fred, we were
Uh-huh.
getting an invitation over this woman's house just about every week. You know, but the minute that we built this house, we don't see her anymore. She won't come over.
So, in other words, you probably say is when they had more than what Merlin had, they were friends. As soon as
Yeah,
she got something that made it look better than what they had, they were no longer friends. Well, those must not have been true friends to begin with,
yeah.
because a true
Okay.
friend would be happy for whatever you got. But Calvin, that doesn't surprise me because I used to see that all the time, even when I was stationed there. Uh, Two girls are equal. Once one girl gets a boyfriend, the other girl gets jealous
Yeah.
because she don't have one, and then she wants to tell the boyfriend things against supposedly her best friend to try to get them to break up.
Iskandari TV says, facts, family. Here's everything. That's why, no, he said, facts. Family, here's everything. That's why I bought a big house here in Cavite to be close to the family. And I can say truly everyone has been more happier. Yes, family doesn't bother us.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had any problems with family
No,
asking me for anything, Fred.
I didn't either.
I've dealt
No,
with 3 families over
yeah,
here. I
yeah,
promise you. They've never asked me for 1 peso, man. And y'all seen, my son's mother,
yeah.
they live up in the mountains. They never asked me for nothing. And so that's why when I tell people, man, that's a red flag. If their family starts asking you for something or
Yeah.
pushing her to get you to help them, you might want to move on, man.
Well, Calvin, I'm
Yeah.
glad when you show us videos because although you may not be married to your ex or your other girlfriend, the family still treats you very well. I can see that. I mean, you got your sons there, and that's the way it should be. Just because you two don't make it, don't pass that down to the kids or the family holds something against
Exactly.
you. And you happen to see that so much over here, where the family get their own vendetta because the wife may have a vendetta against you, which doesn't make sense at all.
See, if you get out in front of that, you can get out in front of that by just being a decent human being, Fred. See,
Yeah.
and then when the daughter goes back and try to give them all these crazy stories, they're like, "Are you sure Calvin's like that?" Because he's always, been a good guy and
Yeah.
helped us when we needed
Yeah.
it, and that's been the case with me. That's why they don't kick me out because they know, hey, sometimes it don't work out. Now, Mac, has your girlfriend moved in with you? Cornelia?
No, she's from Davao, and
Yeah,
she
yeah.
came up here to Manila to apply to Taiwan. She's an overseas. So I'm trying to decide now whether or not I won't let her go, but I haven't made that decision yet.
Oh, okay.
But she wants to
But
go
she-
back to Taiwan before we got tight. So right now, that's a question that's up in the air. Will she go back to Taiwan? And we haven't made that decision yet.
Yeah. Yeah. This Cons 2911 says, I agree with the family. Sure, there's disadvantages, but there are more advantages. You see more people, social life is better. Kids have other kids to play with. And that last thing is very important. When we moved over here, she's got the 8-year-old has some friends behind us, 3 little sisters that come over and play with her. And it's like night and day. Instead of her acting like a little adult now, she's acting like an 8-year-old. Because if kids be around adults all the time, they act like adults. Yes, it's important to have a family around, man.
Well, Calvin, was kind of funny when me and Lynn hadn't been married that long, and every time we would go to the Philippines, we always go around at Christmas time because our kids were small, her sister's kids were small. So you can say they grew up together. They close as cousins should be, which made me very happy. So when I would buy stuff, they would ask Lynn, "Oh, you sure it's okay because your husband's American, and we know how Americans are." So I'm trying to figure out when the heck did they get that myth from? Because my family has always been generous. When it comes to the kids, and when it comes to family and all that stuff. So it took them a while to understand is whatever Americans you're talking about, I'm not like them at all. I don't have a problem sharing.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because every single woman I've dated over here, every single one of them, their friends and their family always ask, is he mean to you? As if black men are mean. Does he treat you good? And I remember I could hear the lady. I don't really understand Visaya so much, but I was with my wife and son, and we were down in Zamboanguita, right outside Dumaguete, and I heard her say something like that. My wife was like, "Yeah, he treats me well. Do you think I'd still be with him if he didn't?" Because they think that we're mean.
Well, I think they get a lot of this stuff from these TV shows they watch. It's kind of funny. You guys remember when they had Roots on TV?
Yeah.
A lot of Filipinos in Angeles City saw the whole series, and they got to understand all the stuff we went through, which they didn't understand before. They had a lot of these myths. Black men have tails, and all kind of stories that was told to them. I'm gonna say it on the air, by some of the white people that were stationed there in Angeles. And when we was there, we had two sections of town. You had one section with all the white bars. You had another section where all the black bars was at, and neither one came over to the other section. And that's how segregated it was. It's not that way anymore, but I'm talking about what it was like when I got there. And over the years, everything's changed. There used to be white section, black section, didn't make any difference. Everybody just went to whatever club they wanted to go to. But isn't that something? Even when I got there, and we're talking about back in 1976, that area, when I got to the Philippines.
Yeah. Were you ever stationed in the Philippines, Mac?
No, Army. I don't think they have any Army bases here.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
I wasn't sure. So you were Army, Fred. You were Navy.
Army.
Were you Navy?
I was Air Force. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's why, remember we had talked about that. You usually stay wherever your girlfriend may be from. Like I noticed most of your viewers, you might have a few in Angeles, I don't know, but most of them stay up there in Dumaguete, certain areas where they live at. That's because that's where their girlfriend is from. I met Lynn when she was working on Clark. So she's from Pampanga. So of course I'm going to be wherever Lynn is at because she's comfortable there. Her family's there. And that's why we bought a home there.
Yeah, it only makes sense to do that. I mean, family's big over here, and I can't reiterate that enough, man. Don't move her away from her family, just because you don't like the family or you think they're going to ask you for something. Man, you're making a big mistake.
Well,
come back and bite you.
Well, when we moved to the States, because you always talk about don't take your Filipino to the States, but I was still active duty there, so we went back to the States. And my plan was always to come to the Philippines because I knew Lynn is back there. Lynn's not going to be happy there for a long period of time. And my plan was never to stay back in the States anyway. And then when this thing happened in the Philippines with the business, at least I had a friend that was here on Guam. And when she found out we was coming to Guam, she was very happy. And we came here. She's working, got a good job. She's doing very well here. But if you want to bring your Filipino to the States, bring them to Guam. Because that's about as far as the States as you want to go. Because the Philippines is only 3.5 hours away if you want to fly over there. Find your life here if you can.
Hey, thanks, Todd E, for that super chat. He said, keep on shining, Calvin. Thank you, man. If it wasn't for guys like you and Fred and all your guys, man, I'd still be talking into the universe, man. This is y'all channel. And I never take that for granted. But yeah, Fred, I really don't discourage guys from taking their women back there. What I did was that video was talking about the risk that you run when you do take them home.
Yeah.
Because people were asking me, say, what happened if I bring my girlfriend back? But I said, here's what I'm going to tell you that can happen. A lot of times it don't, but it happens a lot over there. And I was just telling them, like, the first mistake we make is when we take them to the First Catholic Mass. That's where all the Filipinos congregate once a month in your hometown in America. That's a fact. She's going to meet this new clique over there. She's going to meet a lot of them. It's going to be 4 or 5 of them that are really going to get tight. And they're going to run down the rules for her. The Filipino rules, that's what I call it. And they do. They tell her just in case, what to do just in case y'all don't work out. You don't need him to get your conditions removed from your green card. You don't need him to get U.S. citizenship.
Yeah.
Or if you want to leave him, they'll tell them, just go to the police and tell them he's abusing you. See, they tell them all that stuff. They act like, these quasi lawyers, and it's just the risk you run. And then the risk you run is another is she may start working and see some handsome young Tom Cruise on the job. And you say, well, she ran off with him. She didn't love you to begin with. A lot of times that's not true. A lot of times it's just she can't handle the temptation.
Well, also, the other thing where a lot of guys make a mistake, when you get your Filipino wife back to the States, you don't invest in her. You don't teach her stuff. If she wants to go to school, send her to school. Let her get a little education and stuff, or some guys don't want their wife to work at all. But then when you're back in the States, it's not like, that's when a lot of temptation come in. Because, hey, booby, there's the star. That's our girl. Hey, I tell you what, me and Lynn love her to death. We love it when we see her.
If you think this little girl is 1 year old, you better think again. She's done all kinds of stuff.
She's
man.
so pretty.
Yeah, she is.
Hope you got a shotgun.
Oh man.
But like I said, where was that? My train of thought here.
No.
Well, you take them back, and guys. Oh, here. So guys have the type of wives they don't want to work. Well, then you got the Filipino group of wives that don't work either.
Yeah.
So while you out there, working 8 to 5, whatever you're doing, those girls over your house telling your wife a whole bunch of stuff because you're not taking the time to teach her anything. She's learning from somebody else.
That's right.
That's exactly or you come home instead of having that we time. Remember I told you about that before. If you got a wife stay home, she got kids. What makes you think she's not tired? You come home, you don't want to take her nowhere because you're tired. That's when you need to have what I call a date day or date night. Get yourself a good babysitter, or if your kids are in daycare, take your wife out, go to lunch, go shop, have dinner, whatever you want to do. If you want to shack up in the room all day, that's entirely up to you. But have that time for each other. We can talk about things that go on.
Yeah, it's important, like you said, that you show her the ropes. Don't let somebody else show her the ropes.
Yes.
In your country, or you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
But the thing about America is it's just so easy to assimilate into America. It has to be the easiest country in the world to do. I mean, imagine you can come over there, get a job, get an apartment, get a house, credit cards, and next thing you know, you're like, I don't need this old, sorry, where's Tom Cruise,
the way I looked at it, I told you what my story was. My story was never to stay in the States in the first place.
What'd you say, Mac?
I'm not taking anybody back.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
I'm home
again.
But like I said, that doesn't apply to everybody, but we're just talking about just some of the stuff I seen when I was back there. When me and my wife first moved into base housing, we went in base housing 24 hours before there was a knock on the door, and here was the welcome committee welcoming my wife, inviting to go out different places and everything else. But later's not like that. I can tell you that. She's not into these cliques and all this other stuff, where if I had been with somebody else I really didn't know, no telling what would have happened.
Yeah, they're coming. They're gonna come. She's gonna if they don't come, she's gonna meet them at church.
Yeah.
And you got the old ones that've been there forever.
Yeah.
The the
Yeah.
godmother, because John Gomez says, since we have a great community here, rifle off the godfather position, Calvin. You know, they've got a godmother over there. See, it's the one they look up to,
Yeah.
and she gives them the 411, man. And you really have to be careful. You want to make sure you give your wife the 411 because they're all too willing to do it. And another thing that they do over there is they start comparing their lives with each other.
That's
See,
true.
some of those women over there, they're married to men who earn a whole lot more money than me.
Yep.
So she comes home in this at one time I had a 3,700 square foot house. Well, because one of her friends lived on a farm, the other one lived in like a mansion. That wasn't good enough anymore. And I'd be damned, I wasn't gonna get back on that hamster wheel.
But we
Yeah.
used to have this saying when I was there, if a girls meet a American, their big dream was to go to the big BX. At that time, Calvin, they didn't have all the electronics and stuff you could sell there. And so America was the dream. Get out of the Philippines, you go to America, you have a new life. And they used to watch all these TV shows. They're big into soap operas. And you think everything that you see in the movie on a soap opera is really true. That's acting. That's not real life. There's usually no happy endings, at least the type of happy ending you may want. You meet somebody who's rich, you give you everything that you want. And most of them think we're rich anyway to begin with, with our income compared to what they make over there. Yeah.
Yes, it's a lot of people over here, they can't distinguish the true from the false. They really get tied up into these teleseries. She gets to crying and screaming and stuff. I'm like, it's only a damn show, but when you were talking about America being a dream, it's still a dream, man. Don't ever think it's not, Fred. See, people don't understand. It's heaven when they get over there because they don't really understand the reality of how America works. They just see the opportunity over there and the prosperity and everything like that. They don't understand you got to work for it.
Yep.
You got to work hard to keep it. And pretty soon you're going to be working twice as hard to keep the same thing that you got. And it gets old after a while, man,
But you know what I noticed? You know what I noticed here? We have a huge Philippine population here. No matter where you go to eat, the restaurants, everything else. Some of them working seriously, Calvin, because I talk to them when I'm sitting there. Some of them working, they get off one job, they go to another job, then they go to another job. And so while they're doing all this stuff, they actually bought property in the Philippines. They're building their home there. And the dream is once they finish here, they'll be able to retire. They move back to the Philippines. A lot of them do that here.
I've got a guy, his YouTube channel, he's a follow man. It's retired in Bohol. It's just what the smart Filipinos do. He's a Filipino. I don't know if he retired from the military or whatever in America. He's building just an unbelievable house right on the water, right on the beach in Bohol. See, and you should go on there and take a look at it. If you think this house I built, man, he's got just it's like, I don't know, it's like a resort or something, man. But that's what the smart Filipinos do. They go over there, they work for 20, 25, 30 years, save their money, send it back here, and live like kings and queens when they get home. But then other ones get caught up over there, buying all that expensive stuff, cars and showing stuff on Facebook, and they don't have a brick in the ground over here.
Yeah.
Be quiet, boo. She's doing a circle. Booby's doing a circle.
Hey, Calvin, when you were there, opening up the Bella buying box, me and Lynn was just cracking up because you had a lot of help there. I could see that. You taking stuff out the box and she's putting it back into the box.
And she put it back in. I was saying that last night. I said, I'm trying to open it, and she's closing it.
You know, Calvin, enjoy that time with her, you know, because they grow so fast. It's not like me and Lynn not enjoying the house because the kids are gone. We are, because, you know, that give us time to sit back and, I mean, just enjoy ourselves. I mean, we worked most of our life to bring our kids up, get them through school, teach them a golden rule. And I'm glad to say that they're doing well. So that makes us feel like we're successful as parents. Now we got that time for ourselves, more time to do things we like to do. You know.
How old are your sons, Fred?
My oldest is 32, and my youngest is 25.
Oh wow! So
Because
y'all were getting busy. Hell, you and Lynn were getting busy the day y'all met.
Well, you know, it's kind of funny because after we got married, Lynn got pregnant on our honeymoon. So my oldest was born in October, and then we said I was going to be the only one. We ain't gonna have any more children. She wanted another one, so he was born in October also. So I was telling Lynn, what's the thing you got about October? You know, you get pregnant in January, which is our anniversary and her birthday.
Yeah.
They're gonna have babies born in October. So,
well, at least you was married, Fred. How many kids you got, Mac?
I got 5 daughters.
Oh wow!
And they range in age from 22 to 51.
22 to 51. Oh, so you were like me, man. You having babies late.
Early and late.
You a real man daddy.
well, like I told you, Calvin, when I married
And
Lynn,
they
she
keep
was
checking
22.
to make sure the equipment works.
That's right. Well, you come over here, they'll give you that tune-up. That's what that's all about. Because I thought my engine was dead. I said, well, hell.
No, it's not. You heard what I said earlier? You get over there. Are you not rejuvenated? Do you not feel it there?
Yeah, Merlin got
I'm not
the
retired. I'm rejuvenated.
Well, there you go.
Merlin got the
Rejuvenated.
tinkling under the hood. She said, let me see what's going on under here.
you know, but you know, it's nice to go to a place where you put on a pedestal, sort of. You know, back in the States, it's usually the other way around. You're in that dating scene and you're in competition with other guys, maybe talking the same girl you trying to talk to. In the Philippines, there's no competition. When you think about it, the competition is among the women that want to talk to you. That's where the competition is at. You know.
Yeah. If you can live here in the Philippines and really be a one-woman man, it says a lot about you, man. It's hard to do, not for me now, because I've been here so long, but when you first get here, man, you're going to be like bouncing around like a piece of popcorn, you know.
Calvin, I have more fun there than most guys we have in a lifetime. Look how long I stayed overseas, you know. And when I got to the Philippines, I found my notch. People say, why don't you go to Germany? Why don't you go somewhere here? Why don't you go to Korea? Nope, I'm staying right here. And I did.
Yeah, I tell you what, I sure hit my groove here, you know, because it wasn't working. It stopped working for me in America, man. I was always anxious, man, and it just, I don't know, man. I was frustrated, you know. It just seemed like I wasn't getting anywhere, man. I was on the damn hamster wheel. I was unhappy, man. And then when I came over here, the first time I came over here in April of 2009, I was like, I'm moving here, man. Sometime I'm going to move here. I put that in my subconscious mind.
Well, but see what people got, But you know what people got to realize, there's so much more to do in the Philippines, so many places to travel to. Our plan is once we get back there again, by the way, Kelvin, we're probably going to come and see you, probably come down and see us, because we already talked about that, you know. And if you guys need a babysitter for Booby, we're your people. You know, we don't mind being grandparents, okay? We don't have a problem with that. But it's just so many different places to go, you know, to visit. And that's one of the things we're talking about doing when we get there. to travel around a little bit. Things have changed a lot, over the last 20-something years. Once you get outside the city, everything is just so nice. You know, uh, Lifestyle's different. It's laid back. That's why I like it where you're at, Calvin. When you show your videos, I never tell you, brother, you got yourself a good life there. I can see that.
Oh man, thank you, man. I do, Fred. Sometimes, and I tell Merlin all the time, it's like it can't get any better than it is right now for me. If it gets any better, man, I'm like, hell, I'm already in heaven. Do they got another
beautiful life there.
room? Do they got a room in heaven?
Yeah.
Calvin, some people may have asked you this, but what made you go to the Philippines? Have you been there when you were in the Navy? Were you there?
I didn't.
Okay.
But I was stationed in Millington, Tennessee, in the Naval Air Station, and every so often, you know how they put you on guard duty, and you got to do your 4 hours or whatever it is. Well,
yeah,
I was with a brother. His name was William. I never forget it. He was telling me about the Philippines, and he said, "Man, you'll really like it over there." But he was talking about the music scene, some of the beautiful women, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I never went to the Philippines in the Navy. We did a med cruise.
Okay.
And when I forgot all about it, and then fast forward about 30 years, I looked at a video. It was called "Thoughts Become Things" by a guy named Mike Dooley, and he said make a scrapbook of your dreamed of life. He said, and look at it every day. He said, put the places in there you want to visit, put in there the car you want to drive, the house you want to live in, blah, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
So I put in there the Philippines and Australia, Perth, Australia. I didn't even put a city in the Philippines. I just put Philippines first, Perth, Australia. And this was in July of 2008. I didn't have the money to go, but I just kept on looking. 7 months later, man, I had enough money. I could have bought 3 or 4 people with me here, but I came here because it stopped working for me over there in America, Fred. I had to find another way to live.
So it was like a new life for you, like starting over again.
It was starting over again for me. And I didn't know what I was going to find over here. And I think that's what scared my wife. She didn't really, she's like, wow, we got a good life over here in America. She didn't want to come back to the Philippines, really. Because a lot of people, they're escaping from here. And I think that's what she was doing.
And, we can understand that.
Yeah, but the bottom line was, I just needed a new way to live, man. I wasn't happy in America. I was stressed out. I was anxious. I just needed a break. And I knew I'd been coming here since 2009. I said, I know I can get it over here in the Philippines.
Well, you had one of the things we were talking about why a lot of people sometimes never come into the Philippines. If I had never joined the military, I probably would have never went to the Philippines. I'm probably one of those guys where it's too far to travel, but I probably have no interest in it. And probably some of the people in my own hometown, you go in the military, you get out, you stay there the rest of your life. And if you go anywhere, it might be one state over, and that's about it.
Mac, what made you come to the Philippines so late in your life?
Well, I spent a lot of time in the military in South Korea. But South Korea is, highly industrialized and very expensive to live there. So after I retired and got divorced, I got divorced about 5 years ago. That's when I started looking at these videos from, all of the Dumageddon folks, and then I stumbled upon you, and that's when I decided. I knew that before I stumbled upon you, because you started strong last year, but I had already, got that in from the other gentleman down in Dumaguete. So that's when I decided I was going to come to the Philippines. So I came in 2019 about twice, and then I got caught up in that virus and couldn't come for 2 years. So here I
Yeah.
am back again. But that's what influenced me. After I got out the military, I had no idea about the Philippines prior to the military.
You know, has anybody ever told you
And now
that
I'm going to be here forever.
you look like Muhammad Ali when he was your age,
Afloat.
Mac?
I've heard
Well,
that
actually,
before, but I don't
actually,
see it.
Calvin, I'm looking. You're right.
Yeah, he looks like Muhammad Ali. But I forgot to say some stuff.
Wow.
Okay, I forgot. Monday, guys, they found 2 dead tourists in Boracay in their hotel room. They're still
Whoa.
investigating, but the way from what they're describing it in the news, it may be a murder-suicide because according to the CCTV and the security at the hotel, there was no third party going into the room. They were both 44 years old. One was a Filipino and one was an Australian national. But all their money, jewelry, laptop, computers, and cell phones were there. There was no robbery. But yeah, 2 tourists were found dead Monday in Boracay. Also, 3 boats capsized here last week, man, in this area. You know how I go back and forth to Sapaway Island? It's only like an 8-minute trip.
Yeah.
Well, one of the boats capsized, man. And
Because
then
of weather or what?
Well, the weather was bad. See,
Okay.
these little bunker boats, they don't really have, they're going by eye. They're looking at the weather by eye. They don't really have any kind of system.
Mhm.
You know, if it looks okay, then they're going. Well, halfway between that, the weather can come down on you. And it capsized 3 boats last week, man. So
Whoa.
I was going to go to Sapaway. They got me scared to go now.
Hey, Calvin, you were talking about this thing where you don't want to fly. Now you're not even going to take the boat anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to be walking everywhere pretty soon, Fred. But it's the Diary TV. Thanks for
Well, I
that
guess
super
you have to
chat.
take it upon yourself to make sure the weather's good before you go.
Yeah. But I tell you what, if you really want to, me and Marilyn were coming back from Dumaguete Monday. And if you really want to see the Philippines, man, get on a bus. Get on a bus. Take your trip 2 or 3 hours in one direction and back.
Yeah.
You'll see the Philippines. What happened to her? She's writing on the floor. She said what they got. Yeah, get on a bus, guys.
Yeah.
You know, preferably an air-conditioned bus.
Yeah, I love a bus.
Usually they have a movie.
Always get on aircon bus.
Yeah. Take your trip, man. You'll see the Philippines, I tell you, because it's hard to really see it walking around and riding in taxis. Most of the buses, they go on like the outlying areas, like the province and stuff.
Mhm.
And you'll see the real Philippines. Iskandari TV, thanks for that super chat. He said, Cal, let me know if you would like your information regarding your guest housing to be in my book. Should be published in April. Please let me know by the end of this month before I go into final editing. Yeah, I am. And I'm glad you brought that up because I got it on here. We're up here. We've got something, guys. It's going to be called Expat Alley Accommodation. And me and a couple of more. Right now, it's about 4 guys. We're going to offer free accommodations to foreign visitors and expats traveling around the Philippines. We'll have like a little book, like we could put it in this Kendara TV book, where I say if you're down in Davao, Texas Zoe has a whole 3rd floor. He says, I'll let people stay there for free. 1 or 2 nights. You can't stay forever. Same with me. When my guest house is finished, you can come here for 1 or 2 nights. Just you know, you look at that book. It's sort of like that. Remember the Green Book? You and Cornelius Mack, y'all old enough to remember that Green Book, right? Fred, you remember the Green Book?
Yes.
The
Green
black
stamps
people,
too.
yeah, black people used to have a Green Book of places where they
Oh,
were
yeah,
allowed
yeah.
to stay down south.
That was in America where they could safely go to
Yeah,
stay
but
in each city.
yeah, it's sort of going to be the same thing. I'd like to get it all around the Philippines. That's my goal.
Mhm.
That's my dream, to have them dotted all around. So you be like, man, I'm running low on money. My flights leaves in 2 days. You know, I don't have enough money to make it in another hotel for a couple of days and get something to eat and blah, blah, blah. So, but I'm in San Carlos City. So I come over here and stay in the guest house for 2 nights and then go on home, you know, like a transition place or something. I thought it was a great idea, and I'm going for it. And the guy who came up with the idea, he's already got two bedroom houses that are finished, and he's offering them to expats. But I think he's somewhere in Visayas region. If you watching, resend me your email and tell me where your places are located. But Butch Helton, I'm sorry I didn't read your last one because I was. He said he's going to be in Comegan in June. Excuse me. That's a beautiful place. If anybody's ever in Cagayan de Oro or anywhere around that Iligan City, that type of region, make sure you go to Comegan Island. It's just a small island, one of the smallest inhabited islands in the Philippines. And they've got this white sandbar, man, out in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by mountains. Probably one of the most beautiful sights I've ever seen. Have you ever traveled down south, Fred?
You talking about back in the States?
No, here.
No, never have. Every time I'm there, I'm always on the main Isle of Luzon, up in Pampanga, and down around where the former Navy base was at. Been to Mall of Asia, a few places like that, but never where you guys are at. I've never been to Cebu or any of those areas.
Yeah. Now I know Mac was in my favorite place. He sent me some pictures, Siquijor Island. Tell him how nice it is there, Mac.
It's beautiful, beautiful white sand beaches. What I really liked about it, I spent a lot of time in Europe when I was in the military. It's really, that's kept secret. There's a lot of Europeans there. And it's just a beautiful place, beautiful place. I talked to a lot of Europeans while I was there, and I had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
I also spent a lot of time in Bohol, Cebu, and also in Dumaguete, and I went to San Carlos.
Wow.
I was there before also.
Hell, you was there before me. I came here in May of 2019.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, I came here in May of 2019.
Well, oh God, we were there the same month together. May of 2019 is when I was there. The 18th of May. 18th of May.
Yeah, I came here. Well, I'd already left to go back to Zamboanga because I came here on about the 4th of May, and I stayed for 10 days here. And then I went back to Zamboanga. So yeah, we just missed each other.
Yes, yes. I was there from the 18th to the 20th, 2019. And then I went back to Cebu.
We got some women out here they're looking for love, guys.
I see. Calvin, something I've noticed? I noticed lately a lot of your viewers have been women also, tuning in. Because I know you were
Yeah.
always saying a lot of time, maybe it originally may have started out just for, men coming over for the first time, but even women are interested, in coming to the Philippines, and stuff like that.
Yeah, Fred, believe it or not, women, they've got us beat, man. It's a lot of Western women over here in the Philippines. Okay. But I used to give them a break. I used to give them a pass. I thought that they were, you know, on a religious mission or environmentalist. But no, they were over here dating and courting these Filipino men.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
I saw a lot of them in Sycamore.
Yeah. When I was in Boracay, man, I saw so many Western women all there at the same time. Hey, Craig, thanks for that super chase. And Cal, please take this as an investment for some folks in need in the St. Carlos area. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, we're going to pay that forward. Every Wednesday, if you don't know, we do a electronic community pantry giveaway. We give 2 families 1,200 pesos worth of groceries each. And then on Friday, we spin the wheel again, and we give 2 of my Filipino subscribers 1,000 pesos each during the pandemic. Now, I'm not a charity. That's why I had to disguise it and do it like a game. See, because I'm here on a tourist visa and I could get in trouble. But there's nothing wrong with people giving money out of their own pocket to help people in need. And that's really how my channel got started. And I've been doing it ever since, Fred. We've given away over 1 million pesos since I started that.
Well, I remember I told you the way I found out about you was because my wife turned me on to you. She said, you got to see this guy. So that's when I started watching you. And I've been a fan ever since.
Hey, thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
Same
Because,
here.
guys are always telling me, oh, man, I'm glad you answered my email. And I'm like, man, I'm just a regular guy, And I think that's why my channel got some traction. But they said, no, these other YouTubers, they're famous now, and they don't want, they don't reply to your questions and stuff like that. I would never do that, man. I would never get that big where I wouldn't, communicate with the viewers and subscribers, because if it wasn't for you, there would be no Sunshine Shows. I wouldn't have a channel. I'd still be down in Zamboanga talking into the universe, Fred. Some of my early videos, man, I had like 38 views, man. My son, okay, y'all know that I was just in Zamboanga, right?
Yes.
He's 10 years old, and he's like a tech freak. He's
What's up, Cal?
always in games. Hey, what's up, Cal? He was really shocked. He said, Daddy, I see Sunshine Shows everywhere online. He said, funny, because he never thought, that, just like me, I never thought I'd have so many viewers and stuff.
I got a question for you. Usually you go out and about. Do a lot of people recognize you, whether you're in San Carlos or whether you go somewhere else?
Well, usually in San Carlos City and Cebu, people recognize me, but everywhere else they don't, man. I'm just another bald head black man in the Philippines. Me and Cal, Cal's trying to save his hair. See, he really should be bald too.
I still have hair, Cal.
Where are you, in the taxi?
Yeah, I'm in a taxi. I had to go take care of some business, and we're headed back home now. And so, I didn't think my signal would be strong enough, so I just tried it. So here we are. So for those that haven't seen the Philippines, I'm going to just turn the camera around.
Tell them about Ilo, man, how nice it is there.
It's hot as hell, but it's nice. It took me 2 days to get a tan.
Yeah.
That's it. So, Ilo is a sweet place. At 10 o'clock in the morning, it's probably 87. By 12, 92. But it's a beautiful place. Anybody coming to Ilo, you're coming to a great place.
I told Merlin, I said, if I hear somebody else say it's hot here in the Philippines, I'm going to scream. You're in the Philippines. It's hot here.
Yeah, hell yeah, it's hot. Yeah, when
Yeah, it's
hell,
hot
see,
here,
I'm
man.
from the Houston area too. Right. No,
Yeah.
guys, did you think from Houston it's hot? No. The humidity will put you to sleep. Cal probably takes a lot of naps.
Hey, I do.
Right.
I'm going to tell you something. It's hot here. And people always talk about Houston and Arizona. Man, It's like, it's hot as hell here. I'd hate to see what hell feels like if it's any hotter than the Philippines, man. I mean, Fred, I feel like somebody was frying some pancakes on the back of my neck yesterday, man. I'm walking just from here to the street. It was hot, man.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. You really can tell it's hot. When I was there, we had one of the cooks in the dining hall went out to the flight line with a skillet, with a little bit of oil and some eggs. He was able to cook eggs on the flight line. That's how hot it was.
Yeah. I'm going to do that before the summer's over with.
Okay.
Hey, thanks, John Gomez, for that super chat. He said, I survived the pandemic communicating and watching Sunshine Shoulder. Man, I thought you was over in DR, man. You was on vacation over there. Hey,
next month, me and Christian, the girls are probably going to be in your area. We're going to Bohol, Bukala, Cebu, Dumaguete, Siquijor.
Oh, man.
She doesn't want to go to Siquijor. She already said nope.
What?
No. Well, come on.
My girlfriend was the same way, Christy, until I took her there. Hey, my girlfriend was the same way till I took her there, Cal. Now it's our favorite place. It's a beautiful place, man.
Well, I might have to
tell him, Mac.
I might have to give her a couple of shots of Tanduay.
Yeah.
Let her go.
It's beautiful.
Wake up in Siquijor,
I love it.
But
I love it there.
Yeah, this is anybody coming to the Philippines. Okay. This is the place to be, guys. I keep saying what you're going to get here is respect and appreciation. I don't give a darn where it is. I never call nothing more than Sir Kyle. This guy right here, that guy right there, that's Joe. That's my special driver. So you can have all of this. I don't drive. I could, but I don't have to. So when you come here, when they say you live like a king, the things that you pay for, and guys, here's another thing I want to say. Everybody's working here, guys. Like Cal said the other day, don't come here cheap. Don't come here cheap. Don't do it. So, again, and it takes nothing.
Yeah,
pesos,
don't do it.
Small pesos, just to show your appreciation. And with that, the world opens to you. The Philippines, you know what? When I landed, I got the key to the country. When I landed in Manila, I had to do zero. There were people there to grab my bags, walk me through 45 people. You know how you go Section A, you now board the plane. Section B, nah. For 1,000 pesos, which is $20, I moved from number 46 to number 1, straight to the counter.
Wow.
That's just the way it is. So,
hey, but how many years did you do at the post office?
Come again now?
How many years did you do at the post office, Cal? But he went out when I started talking about his job.
Mac, while you're there, are you going down to the former naval base or anything like that?
Me?
Yes.
I haven't gone to the naval base or the Air Force base because, like I said before, I probably will when I get time because just out of curiosity. But I'm former Army, and I've never, the Army never had a presence here to my knowledge.
Yeah.
But
if you can pass,
I love.
Okay. If you can pass your email address on to Calvin, I can get it because I like to get in contact with you. So when I am there in town,
same here.
we can meet up.
Yes.
I know
I want you to
Will
show me
say he doesn't
around
drive. Well, Will say he doesn't drive, but I do. I got my own vehicle and everything that I bought. So certain places I won't drive. I got a driver take me there, but every place else I drive myself. Yeah. And I can show you some place around town.
Okay,
That's what I was telling Calvin. Once I get there, if he could do a blog there when I'm there, I could really take him to a lot of different places to see.
How soon are you going to be here?
Well, what we're doing is right now we're going to wait till after the election. Reason being, in case things change and we prefer to come later on in the year, was it gets a little bit cooler there because right now it's more or less the summer months. So we'll be there for we'll be there for 1 month.
Yo, if you're here in May, man, keep a real low profile. It can get pretty volatile around these election. Have you ever been here during the election, Fred?
Of course, I was stationed there for a lot of years. So one of the things I tell you, do not go any place where the election booths are at. And that day, maybe that want to be a day you just stay in. You just don't go nowhere that day.
Yeah. Now, Angelica said, "Come to St. Carlos City, sir. I'm willing to be your tour guide." Now, who is she talking about? Is she talking to you, Mac? She said she'd be willing to be your tour guide.
Well, I'm available. I would love it.
Well, I mean, she's there talking to the young man there, because I know it's not me.
Yeah, ain't many.
Who's talking to me?
Really?
It's all right. It's all right.
Well, actually,
SRRV out down south.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I love to meet up with Calvin, meet up with some of the viewers that's already over there. And I'll tell you what, through you, Calvin, and through some of the people that live out in your area or surrounding area, I've seen a part of the Philippines I've never seen. Because you got to realize where I was stationed at, my whole thing was always Luzon. In some areas I've been there, but I never thought about going to Cebu or coming up to San Carlos. So Calvin, it's all your fault. It's all your fault now. I want you to know that.
Well, I tell you, I tell my viewers all the time, you can't see all of the Philippines. I've been here for almost 13 years next month.
Yeah.
And you can only scratch the surface. It's too many places. It's so spread out that, you'll get stuck in Luzon. You got all the Visayas region. I mean, the Visayas region is big. Then you got Mindanao, this gigantic place. It's going to be hard, man.
It is.
So he's going to drive from Davao all the way up to Manila. He wants me to ride with him, but I don't know. I don't think Maryland's going to let me do it. She wants her tune-ups,
Calvin, you're funny.
No, she's not going to let me do it. She said when I went to Zamboanga, she said she don't want me to.
Yeah.
So Cal, told me she don't want to be away from me anymore.
This is what I
how
say.
many
My
years
gate.
did you do, Cal?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How many years did you do?
How many in the military?
No, in the post office.
44.
Wow.
44
years.
Yes, sir.
Jesus Christ.
When did you go there, in kindergarten? You start working there.
Pretty much. Hold up. So I'm going to turn this around. This is my community here.
Oh, man. Well, why don't you show us your house, Cal? Don't show us your address.
Okay. No, I won't show you. Well, the address, you won't see it anyway. But when I get home, because the signal here is bad. So we're in the cab now. We stop so Chris can do a little shopping here. But when I get home, I'll come back live and we'll do that. Okay?
Okay, yeah. How many
so
years did you do in the military?
Come again now?
How many years did you do in the military?
2 years, 1 month, and 28 days. Reason why when I came to Alaska, we were in the Nike Hercules missiles. That was part of my job. They closed down and phased out, went to Minuteman. Well, they gave me an option to get out. So I wanted to stay in Alaska, so that's what I did. So I did 46 years, 45, 46 years in Alaska. So I'm going from the freezer back to the oven.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, it's a hell of a transition.
Is it a lot of black people in? You're the first black man I ever met from Alaska.
Then that makes me special then, huh?
Yeah. But then you introduced me to another guy. It was another guy in your apartment complex. He was from Alaska. Was he originally from Alaska?
Yesterday we went to the mall, the festival walk, right? And I see this black guy walk in, and I gave him the "What's up?" The brother looked at me like I had shit on me. Excuse me, but it's like, really? But okay, it's okay. So guys, get ready for that.
Well, yeah, I did a whole video on that, man.
So I mean, but it's like we're in this together. Like I can't tell you the number of people that just walked by me that I spoke, and they looked at me like, "Why are you speaking to me?"
Yeah, why?
Like, okay. But
I was in.
She's at the little mall now. See, here she is.
Here, there.
Say hello. Crazy girl. Okay, excuse me, Quinn. So
I see you got that look on your face.
It is what it is. You know the look.
You got that look.
You know, I had to show Buck the appreciation that you would get. He didn't believe that I asked him, Chris, could you put my pants on for me? I didn't have to, but she did it. I said, now, could you do this for me? She did it without question.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I've been so independent for so long, it's tough for me to give that up. And I'm learning. So we might lose you. Okay, I'm going to turn this around. So if I lose you, I'll get back with you when I get back. But I'll just show you just driving through the neighborhood. So you all go ahead and talk, and I'll just show you this. Okay?
Well,
here we go.
It's one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to wipe my own behind, Fred. But you can do everything else.
Well, I got a problem with somebody putting my pants on unless I'm crippled. I need help. Put on my own pants.
And you know you enjoy it. Look at that look.
I don't take it that far.
That would be hard to do, wouldn't it, Fred? How can they put their pants on?
Well, that's
so, Cal,
unless you're sitting on the bed.
Cal.
That's what I'm wondering.
She can put your pants on for you.
Cal, I can't hear shit you saying, so I'm going to turn the camera around because I have you out the window. So you all go ahead and talk. I'll just show you where I live. Here we go.
What do they zip up on the side?
Would you stop asking me questions? Because every time you ask me a damn question, I got to come back in.
I'm trying to figure out how that woman puts on your pants, man. Now that's funny.
I'm turning it around.
Oh man, those are nice houses. I'm still trying to figure out what kind of pants you wearing. We're not even looking at them houses, man. We like.
I want to know that too.
Hey, what happened here? What are you talking about, Dana Middleton? What happened to Dana Middleton?
When I told you you can't get into my community unless I say so, watch this. This is just the second guard shack. We have one more to go through.
Calvin, I talked with Dana about 2 weeks ago. He gave me a call, and man, we talked for a long time.
How you doing, Clea?
Yeah, but somebody's saying.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah.
What happened to him?
I don't know.
What happened, Dana?
We're live. We're all live.
Oh, his dad died. Oh man.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Dana, we're sorry to hear about your dad.
Well, he lived a good life, you know, a long life. I mean, he'd have to be in his 90s, right, Dana? Yeah, I got rid of him. Moochie. Right. He said, hey, Roy, thank you. He said, you guys are great, man. I'm really enjoying this. Cal thinks we're watching his show, but we're not watching his show. We're trying to figure out what kind of pants he's wearing over here. I haven't worn a pair of long pants in a long time anyway, Fred.
You know, over there you don't need to. So hot. You know, normally what I wear, especially when I fly, I just put on we call the jogging pants. You know, they got the zippers in the pocket, and that's how I travel. It's comfortable. You know.
Oh, okay, he was 92 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now that's a celebration of life right there. You know, 92.
My dad passed in what was it? Was it 2019? He was 93 when he passed.
Yeah. How old, Fred?
93.
Yeah. Now that you own her, Mac, I wanted to ask you something because I've already officially put you in the Hall of Fame, but you're 75 and you've got a 29-year-old. Now you're doing all this without any supplements or anything?
I get a little help there once in a while. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you.
Oh, okay. Well, you're still in the Hall of Fame here. Just to be hanging around a 29-year-old.
Hey, Calvin, once you get up in age like us, you might need a little bit of help once in a while too.
Yeah, but that's why I like to talk to you guys. I want to know how many years I got left, man.
You got plenty, man. You know, you got it up here. You got plenty.
Well, take it from me, Cal. 75. You got at least 75. I can't vouch for anything after that.
Wow. Okay, guys, here it is right here.
That's the trick. Stay healthy.
She says, I'm 32 years old, no boyfriend since birth.
There you go, Mac.
There you go, Mac. You think you can handle that?
I don't want to give her a heart.
Well, here's a
I don't want to give her a heart attack.
Here's our math lesson for the day. It says, how many times does 75 go into 29?
Do the math.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, he sent me a picture of her, man. She's nice looking. And
I'll step out. And
you actually had two women with you over there, Mac.
Hell, one is enough.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Chill out. I'm under duress.
Can you?
All right. What I'm going to do is walk across the street and then just turn the camera around.
Well, while you turn the camera, we still want to know
Joe?
what kind of pants you got. We still want to know about those pants. I'm trying to find if I need to buy me a pair, Calvin.
Yeah, what kind of pants do you got on? We want to get a pair where I can, so Marlon can put my pants on.
Okay. All right, Joe. So here's my house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, nice.
You got a swimming pool in there?
Say again?
You have a swimming pool?
Yes, sir. Right there.
Oh, man. I didn't even know that, Cal. Well, don't come over here. I'm coming over there.
I'm going to get at an angle. So from here over to here.
Very nice.
You got a pretty big lot.
Yeah, very nice.
How big a lot is that?
Here's the deal, guys. This right here, if I rented it, would probably cost $250 a month. 5 bedroom, 3 bath, double lot, just the way it is. So I'm gonna go inside because it's hot. Shit, it's hot.
Information.
250 a month.
Come again, sir?
$250 per month.
Calvin, is that
Yes,
in
sir.
Leachy?
Yes, sir.
That's Elo.
That's Elo. So
Where is
here's
that?
my pool.
That's
Elo.
about 3 hours from here. That's about 3 hours from here, Mac.
Yeah, baby. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now it's empty because I'm not ready to go.
Yes, it's across the water from
Bacala.
Mommy didn't get the donuts. That's my baby. Okay. Daddy's gonna go inside. Oh, not Daddy.
It's 5 minutes
Okay.
from Bacala,
We just
right?
got a cloud.
Yeah, it's about 45 minutes away.
Yeah, so now I'm gonna go upstairs to my balcony and just show you the view that I have for all you. And Christy knows about this. It's no secret. Hello, girls.
Well, I'm going to Bacala now. I'm at Bacala. Elo.
I'll be in
Yeah,
Bacala
it's nice
next
there,
week.
man.
Good morning, girls. Good morning.
Hey, Jeremiah, how
He's living his best life.
You the man.
You know, Calvin, I always liking when you invite me onto your blog. I always have a good time. I got to admit, I have a good time.
Yeah, we got some great men and women on here, man.
Actually, something be interesting, be nice. We get a woman on one day, see what her point of views is. That'd probably be a nice guess.
Yeah, we had 4. I tried that, Fred. I put 4 Filipinos on here, but they were all westernized. We couldn't get no information out of them.
That doesn't work. Yeah,
it just don't work. See,
no.
They've already been liberated, so there wasn't. It was like pulling teeth.
That was from my balcony.
Oh, okay. Show us them pants you had on.
Okay. Hold on. I don't have a problem. I have on jeans.
Oh, short pants. Oh, okay. You had us thinking that your wife had put you on some long pants. I'm like, how could that
No, bro, no. You only wear long pants when you go to immigration.
Yeah. Hey, Iskandari TV said hit him up, man. He's thinking about coming down that way in June. Hey guys, why don't we all
get in touch with Iskandari?
Why don't we all meet up somewhere like Cebu or somewhere? Golden Gate said, do the Filipinos play volleyball in St. Carlos? Absolutely, they do. They play volleyball.
This is on my phone. I'm getting ready to go iPad. So
soccer is real big here. No, Mike, it's Elo. I'll put it up.
One second. Be right back.
There it is, Mike Miller. Elo. What's up, Kaz Redmond? Is this any kin to you, Cal? No, Cal's Deadman. Yeah, Elo. Yeah, basketball too, but here in St. Carlos right now, they're renovating the tennis club, so we use the basketball court to play tennis. They can't play that. But I was telling you guys, I was like, why in the world would somebody come here and pay $1,000 US a month to rent a house? That's too much, man. But there's a YouTube channel where the guy and his Filipino girlfriend, they show you what you can get for $1,000 US a month. I'm like, you defeat the purpose.
I don't even bother to look at those channels. You're gonna pay $1,000. You might as well stay in the States.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And actually you can find places. I wish somebody would have a YouTube channel around, show you some houses you can get pretty reasonable. You know, even down in Angeles City, you're not really gonna pay that much for no house. You know, unless you trying to rent a mansion from somebody.
Yeah, I mean, the house that we were renting before we came here, you see, it was 2-bedroom, nice size. It was $170 a month. You know, I'm not trying.
But you know, anytime you stay in an area where you're going to get a lot of people want to flock to or live there, you know, especially if they're foreigners, the price of everything's always going to go up anyway. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times I say, like in the Philippines, things really should be as high as they are, but they are, because you're talking about condos, everything else people are building. You know, the average Filipino's not buying those. Can't afford those.
I was asking. I was like, well, who's buying these things? I mean, they're building them like they're going out of style, Fred. Now, where is Owl Bay? Is that in Luzon? Are you familiar with that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where that's at.
I'm not sure where that is either. He said, "Is the weather hot year-round in the Philippines?" Absolutely. It never gets cold here. The average temperature is 82 degrees. Never. That's why I love it here. And that's a fact.
You know, right now I can go out there, sit on my porch, get a nice cool breeze, because the way my house is, the wind blows right at my house. So in the morning is nice, and then like later on in the evening, me and Lena usually sit outside.
Yeah, somewhere around 5:30 here until around 6 in the morning, Fred. It's perfect weather.
Yeah.
I mean, it's perfect weather. But now, if you go out there now, the sun is going to beat you to death.
Same here. That's why I'm sitting in here in the air-conditioned room.
Yeah.
Same here. I'm sitting here in the aircon.
Yeah, I'm in the aircon too, man. And they keep, okay, if I go out to the store and come back, they cut the air off, and I tell them, leave the air on. You're going to run my bill up. I sound like my mother now. You know, and the kids is running in and out. I bought a fancy split air for my living room in there, but hell, it's useless. They running in and out. Have you ever been to Puerto, Vallarta, Fred?
No, I've never been down there.
A couple of guys that TJ just came from there when I met him. Over here. Well, no, he was coming from El Nido. It was somebody else that was there. And they showed me the pictures. It's nice. It looks like Boracay.
I've seen pictures of it. One of the other guys I follow on YouTube, he's a diver. So him and his wife was down there for about a month, and he took all kind of pictures. Well, you know, live blogs and all this other stuff. It looks like it's real nice down there. But then it's not a place I want to live, but it's kind of expensive there too.
What'd you say, Mac?
I said, I think that's northern Mindoro, the island of Mindoro.
Yeah, it is.
It's the northern part.
That's what I was told.
Yeah. See you later.
What's up, Alpina?
Drive your car.
Those aircon buses, man, they're free. But I tell you what's even colder than that, those fast cat ferries. We were coming from, I was coming from DePola City to, it's a 3-hour ride to Dumaguete, man. I like the froze, man. And it was during the evening time, and they still had the damn aircon up full blast. You know, it's only one. They only have high. It's either on high or it's not on at all, Fred.
That's true.
Either one.
You know, I was laughing about something you were telling me. You were just saying every time you go out the house, they turn the air off.
Yeah.
We had a driver. We go somewhere. We just run into a place for a second. He's going to turn the engine off in the car. Yeah. You know, it's going to cost me a lot more every time you start up all the fuel I'm going to use, so you get the car cool again. So we told them leave it on.
Yeah, that's what I tell them here. The same thing. I'm like, you know how much energy it's going to take to get this room cold again? Just leave the damn thing on. That's a fact. Yeah, but I mean, I can go right outside, friend. I can go right outside, check on Curly, my dog, and come back and they done cut the damn light.
I always say, leave it alone. I'm paying for it. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
When I come back in the house, I want the house to be cool.
Yes.
I don't have that problem here, but I'm talking about over there.
Everything.
Yeah. Well, they're so used to that, they figure they try to save as much money as they can. And if they do AC, they'll turn it on at night for a little bit, and they'll turn it off. And the fan will just be running the whole night,
See, that's the thing. They're just not used to it. Because I was asking Marilyn yesterday, it was so hot. I was like, what were you doing before you met me? How were you staying cool? Were you sleeping in a damn bucket of ice?
Kelvin, my house, before I put air conditioning up in the bedroom, and I figured, I'll be fine. And I had a fan up there. Man, I woke up drenched in sweat and all that stuff. Man, it was so hot. Next day I went out, I had air conditioning installed. I said, never again.
Yeah.
So all the rooms all got air conditioning in them now.
He said, get these ladies on camera. He's got a lot to learn about the Philippines. They probably got 2G technology on their phones, and he doesn't realize the games that a lot of women play over here.
Has this guy ever been to the Philippines, I wonder, or what?
Evidently not. Yeah. If he's saying get them up, they're saying all this, get the women on camera, man. When they come this easy to you guys, you got to be careful. Easy come, easy go. I just did a video on that, Fred, didn't I?
Yeah.
It said, does love come too easy over in the Philippines?
But a lot of people come. I mean, every time I remember when I was stationed there, and then every time I thought I saw one of the finest women in town, I look around and there was another one that was finer than the one I was looking at.
That's what it is here.
It's a big problem over here. Too many beautiful women.
Yeah, it is, man. And the hardest thing, the biggest decision you got to make over here is which one. Really, it's going to be one of the hardest decisions you make, because the minute you think you found the right one, here comes another one down the street that's going to catch your eye.
Well, Calvin, you already said this before, but how did you know that Marilyn was the right one for you? Did you know that at first, or you really didn't know that at first?
Well, I knew it because, see, I'd been around the barn a few times, Fred. See, I knew what to look for. But when you first come over here, you don't know what to look for. You're just looking at the pretty face and all of that. And so you're going to be bouncing around, man. I tell you, you're going to spend a lot of money. A lot of guys get fortunate and they find that right one right away. But most of us don't. Man, when I got here, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what was available to me, I'm saying. So I was going from one to the next.
Yeah, same here.
I'm not saying that's good. I'm just saying it was something new to me. I had never experienced that before. I mean, it was like you just touch them like that and they was falling down,
Well, you're preaching to the choir. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I'm like,
you definitely are.
But see, I didn't know that there was something behind it, though, Fred. I was naive. I'm thinking, damn, is it this easy? Not realizing that, they want a damn visa. I didn't know all that at first. I didn't know all that at first. I thought I was telling everybody, man, y'all need to come on over here to the Philippines. These women, man, they easy. Not realizing, it's a lot behind that easiness. You got to be careful.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, Cal. Brandon
Well, I
Bonds.
tried setting up my iPad, and it went.
Yeah. What do you do during the day over at Cal?
When I got here, when I landed, I decided I knew a lot of things that I had to do around the house because that's what I left 2 years ago. So me and my house guy, we got busy. That's why 4 days. It took me 4 days for you to contact me. I was busy, man. I hit the ground, get my house back in order. What I do during the day, right?
Like you got a bad connection there.
Watch my handyman do his work. Do
Yeah. You need to get busy on that Wi-Fi.
Either that or go back outside. You got a better connection outside.
Okay, let me grab this, and I can do that. See, that's the thing. In my community, the signal is bad. So I contact the engineer. Come give me the best shit you have. They offer 100 megs, but they only give you 50 megs. And so I tried to increase it. They said, well, we don't offer it in your area. Well, why are you showing me this thing? So she got in touch with the engineer, and he's supposed to be getting in touch with me, and I'm going to put him to work. Give me the best that you have. I'm going to put up repeaters, all of that. So I'm going back outside, close to it. Hell, it's hot. Actually, it's so hot, I take the fan outside. Come again?
So what's the difference in your living expenses, Cal, between Alaska and Iloilo?
Shit. All three of my bills here, which I pay electric, water, and Wi-Fi. That's it. The three of those don't total $150. And I run my AC all night. I run fans, and it's
They can't see you.
But the difference is it's comfortable living. Everyone here is nice, and if they're not nice, they don't show me. I don't see it. So it's every morning. It's Mayan Butag, good morning, whatever. That's the way we do it. What am I looking for? So, but it's I love it. I won't go back. I've already found me a cave to climb into if I have to leave.
I hear you, man, because I tell you what, guys.
I'm not leaving. That's just it.
I felt for y'all when y'all were locked out, especially someone who had already been here before and couldn't get back.
Yeah, it sucked. It really sucked. And when I got back,
sure did.
Yeah, is it signal better?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
What time you gotta go?
You still can't see me?
Yeah, I can see
real
you.
good.
But you're on a deck.
I walked outside.
Okay.
I guess the Wi-Fi you have can only do one thing at a time, either voice or picture or video.
Let me try something
a lot
else.
Of solar panels
I'll be back.
Power airtime. Is that right? I got a quote. They wanted just for the basic solar, they wanted more than it's going to cost to put the whole guest house up over here. I couldn't believe it.
What kind of batteries did they offer you for backup, Kelvin?
I'm not sure. I was just we inquired about the price. They were saying 240,000 pesos.
Is that any
Are they
better?
trying to power the whole house or what? Are they trying to power the whole house?
I guess.
Because
this house is not so big. What do you got, Fred?
I got solar, but it don't power everything in the house. It powers the key stuff I want to be powered. Of course, like your refrigerator, freezer, back in the bedroom, one AC. The rest of the ACs I don't care about. My lights on here stay on. I got a ceiling fan, so it powers a lot of the house. But I didn't want to pay for a super expensive unit to run everything in the house. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. Yeah.
So if you're thinking about getting solar power, see, plus I get lithium battery.
What I did was that
Yeah, we want like for the lights.
Yeah.
Maybe a fan. Maybe the fan. Because I'm gonna tell you something. When we have a brownout at night, man, it's miserable.
Yeah.
Because you can't go anywhere. If you have a brownout in the daytime, you can go to the beach, you can go to the mall,
Yep.
you can go to different places. But if you
Hey,
have
Cal,
one at
you
night,
notice how
and
hot
they
it
have them
gets?
at night.
Yes. You know how hot it gets
Yeah.
at 2 in the morning? You have a brownout. It feels like it's hot. That happened to me
It'll wake
one
you
time.
up.
It happened to me one
It'll
time,
wake
and
you
what
up.
I did was the next day I went out and bought a generator, and I had my handyman wire the house, wire this entire damn house. So, and I'm probably the only one on this block that does it. So when my power goes out, I light it up because people get a little. They can't get crazy at night. Criminals come out at night. Not in this neighborhood. I was going to show you my guards that are going by. They are strapped. Do not come into this community and you're not welcome. They will shoot you.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
Herbert Guardian.
You cannot come into, you know what, to come into my community. Let's say if you bought refrigerator, any appliances, anything, you have to get a pass to come in. You're not going to just bring it in. It's not going to happen. And let's say you want to give it away, sell it, whatever. You need a pass to get it out. What that does is it protects thievery, theft. So if it's not listed on the pass, you're not taking it out of that gate. It's not going to happen. I tried it, and me being Black American, no, they don't care. One thing I do have, though, clout when I come through that gate. They recognize the face. I feed all the guards.
Yeah.
I figure they protect us at night, so I feed them during the day. And it's nothing for me. Christy opened up a little eatery thing to do. It keeps her from in front of that television, and she comes out here, and also it's introducing us to the community. So
Yeah, Herbert.
what she has done is, come again now?
Now Herbert asked me, he said, he says less than 5,000, but he don't realize in the Philippines, that's a lot of money, guys. This isn't America.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Calvin,
okay.
You're
My
trying to get the
housekeeper,
most bang
she
for
gets
the buck,
$100 a month.
And one of the other gentlemen, I think it was John Gomez, was saying, just shop around. But right now, I don't know if they offer lithium batteries instead of the old dry cell batteries. So you may want to shop around a little bit before you think about putting in solar. It was a lot of years before I did it because all they want to do was sell you the panel, but they didn't have anything to back up the power if the power goes out. So yeah, I'm saving money when I pay my electric bill every month, but when we got a brownout, I ain't got no power because there's nothing for the house to draw on to keep my lights and stuff on. And we've actually had a couple times the power went off, I think about a half hour, at night. I didn't know this because I'm back there to sleep, and my AC was still on. So then when it came back on, then everything up and going. Like during the daytime, solar powers everything in the house, as long as I'm getting electric coming through because everything's coming off my solar panels. And my solar panels stay at 100%. So even if a day when it's cloudy, it charges up. May take a little bit longer, but it's a good way to go. A generator is too noisy because here, you can't run no generator all night here, because they got a noise ordinance. So by 10 o'clock, anything that's noisy, you got to shut it down.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I'm going to get off of here. We got about 10 minutes. I'm going to give y'all the last word. I'm going to start with Mac. Give us some good news, Mac. Give us some of that old school knowledge you got about what to do in the Philippines to have a good time, man.
Well, I tell you, I'm just happy to be back here because I enjoy Philippines. It's a beautiful life. I can't even picture being anywhere else in the world. And I've been around the world, so I know what I'm talking about. I spent 11 years in Europe. I spent 2 years in South Korea. And of all the places I've been, I've never had a good time as I've had in the Philippines. I love it here, and I'm going to be here forever. And that's what I got to say.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man up there in Luzon with all you got your hands full up there. And you sound like Muhammad Ali.
I'm trying not to give these young ladies a heart attack.
You sound like Muhammad Ali. Say this. I'm the greatest.
I float like a butterfly and sting when I pee.
You know, hey, if you're talking about stinging when he's peeing, you must have caught something.
Hey, thank you, Cornelius, man. I appreciate you stopping by, man.
I hope not.
You in my Hall of Fame, by the way. If you're 75 years old,
thank you for giving me the
opportunity. Man, you have to be in my Hall of Fame. That's an automatic. 75. Okay. Yeah. He gives me hope, man. He gives everybody hope.
That's right. Yeah. I'm 67 and I'm trying to come to you.
Okay, Fred, give us some of that old school knowledge.
Well, you guys already know I'm 72, so I don't need to go beyond that. But I want to tell a lot of viewers that's out there, if they can pass your YouTube channel on to other people, you really put a lot of knowledge out there for the first timer coming to the Philippines, and you really don't have to be a first timer to get the knowledge that you put out there, Kelvin. So it would allow somebody who's coming out there for a vacation for the first time or second time or third time, be a little more knowledgeable and really enjoy their stay when they're there and having a good time.
Yeah, so what give us some advice, Fred, when you come over here. How do you know that she's the one? I mean, should you date a few women or just go with one woman right away?
Well, I look at it a little bit different, you notice that one woman, you think maybe that one woman, she may have other guys she may be dating too. Okay. So There's nothing wrong with you dating, trying to find the best possible person that's going to be from you. You got to date 2 or 3 of them to find it out. You date 2 or 3 of them. As they say is, I wouldn't put all my apples in one basket. I mean, you talk about these long distance relationships, you think you're in love, you get over there, you find out you're not, so I would have more than one. They do it, so why can't you do it?
Yeah, see, they think I'm lying when I tell them that, Fred, because they think, oh, she's not going to do that. Yeah, she's chatting 3 or 4 different men, so why shouldn't you chat 3 or 4?
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Anyway? There's nothing wrong with that. You can chat as many as you want to chat with, if that's what it's going to take to find a woman that you think you want to be with. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you're not married. I mean, I don't understand why they're making a commitment online. Don't do that, guys.
Well, commitment comes from loneliness. That's what I call it. I can't wait to get there. Then when you get there, you actually meet her. She may not be the person you think she is.
Yeah, euphoria. Euphoria is not love, guys, okay? That's an intense feeling of excitement.
Yes.
That's not love.
No.
What you're feeling is euphoria.
Yep.
Because once the dust settles and it's boring and, you're going to be sorry you chose the one you did.
Right.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Fred, because I know, man, you're busy, man. I know that Lynn have you working around the house and running errands to the store and all that, man.
You know what I do, Calvin? I'm like you. I do all my stuff in the morning. So I got the afternoon. Lynn just left there too long ago. So when I faded, she was giving me a kiss she always gives me when she goes back to work. Yeah. And I almost had to close down the show. Okay.
Okay, Cal. Give us some of that Alaska knowledge, man. How old are you,
The
Cal?
first thing
By the
I'm
way,
going to say, 67.
67.
67. The first thing I want to say, guys that are listening, get off the dating sites. You do not need them. It's not going to do you any service. It's really not. Because when you get here, that's when you're going to find out that true person. Okay? The lady that I have in my life, number one. No, if she's into you, you don't have to look anyplace else because all you're going to get is the same. That's it. Now, there's something more beautiful in her, okay? But you're still going to get the same respect. You give them respect and appreciation, that's what you get in return, period. Okay, so you can have that wandering eye all you want to. You're not going to get any more than what you already have. Okay, so now, when there are a lot of guys that I've been talking to, JH, Buck, I told Buck could be here on the 5th. I told Buck, go to AC, get it out of your system. Get it out of your, take your $50 and get it out of your system, you know? Because when you get ready to settle down, that's what you're going to do. We went to the mall yesterday and it's like here, and I was just taking pictures for the guy. This is what you're going to see, period. That's what you're going to see. But, you know, I have a housekeeper. I don't call her my maid. No, she's my housekeeper. She does everything. She goes shopping if I want her to. I don't have to do anything. So that's what they're referring to when you live like a king. But what it does is it makes you lazy. It really does. So I get out and go do these things. It gives me something to do. But anyone that's coming to Ilo, I would say I'm not that easy. But if you come to Savannah, just go to Savannah and ask for Kyle. They will know who I am. That's just the way it is. You come out here, I'll show you some things. Cal can show you things in San Carlos. We're going to come down to see you, Cal. I know you want to meet in Bucalit, but we're going to do a trip anyway. We're going to do like a 2-week trip where we just driving around. So, I mean, I could have met you in Bucalit, but so what? We're going to go back towards your way. So I'll just come down through there. We'll swing through. We'll have lunch. I've got some pepper, Cal, that will make you grow hair, brother. I'm very, very serious.
Yeah,
actually, I'm probably.
I give me an air fryer over here too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Guys do air fryers. Get rid of all this grease. Get rid of it. It's not healthy for you. So when I come down, we're gonna have some fun. I'm gonna try to bring Buck with me. But I look forward to meeting a lot of you guys. Come again?
Now, so Buck's coming over your house? Are you gonna meet him somewhere?
Buck is gonna go to Angeles City. He and Iskandar are gonna hook up. I guess he's going to Tony's wedding. And then after that, he's gonna come back through Ilo. And we'll probably get on the fast craft, come down. He's gonna come down to see you, and I'm just gonna do my little vacation. We're gonna take 2 weeks and just travel around, do nothing. Sleep on the beach, sleep in hotels, just, you know, it's vacation time for me and my girls. It's been 2 years, and I'll tell you this, going through immigrations, going through all, it's a piece of cake, guys. It's a piece of cake. If you're going to some cities, check that S-Pass, because you will not leave that. Matter of fact, you won't get down to baggage claim if you don't have the correct S-Pass. Okay? Some cities require it, some don't. So just make sure that the one that you're going to either requires it or it doesn't. If it doesn't, you're free to go. I went down yesterday, day before yesterday, to get my my extension. Piece of cake. A piece of cake. They do everything for you. They even tell you, if you want to extend past this is the date that you come back to. So I've already chosen my cave to crawl into. If they decide that you have to leave, I will be in Gimmer's Island in a cave with my generator. But anyway, that's enough said. When you get here, leave your Western mentality at home. Do not bring it here. Please do not bring it here. You don't need it. And you can settle into wherever you're going, and you will be appreciated and welcomed wherever you go. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, well, I appreciate
So
that.
if you ever come to Ilo, look me up. Look me up. And Cal,
Thank
I'll
all
see you
you guys
in maybe
again.
about 2 weeks.
I really appreciate it. And thank all my viewers and subscribers. Thank you for all your super chats, super stickers, thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders.
Hey, Cal,
Yeah.
I want to say one thing, and I know he's listening. Texas to Soy, I owe you an apology. I apologize, my brother, and I look forward to meeting you. And I'll say that, and I'll leave it at that.
Y'all appreciate all your
And
support.
I know me, but I owe you an apology, my brother.
Yeah, y'all can hug, man, when y'all meet.
Oh, we ain't going that damn far. We'll fist bump. Oh, another thing, guys, the one that's coming, get rid of it. The lady boys are present. Don't let that be a hang up. Don't. This is not America. Okay? This is not America. Come with an open mind and relax. Because that's all you have to do. Just relax and live.
I'm gonna get Booby.
So,
She done wrote these crayons on my tile floor.
Cal, my
at
daughters
this right
are
now.
waiting.
I didn't see all
My
this,
daughters
man.
can't wait to meet your daughters. Here are my daughters. Wave, say hi, Sir Kyle. Yeah, these are my daughters. They can't wait to spoil
I've
your
got an
daughter.
8-year-old
Okay.
here. How old are they, Cal?
I haven't. 8 and 9.
Yeah, see, I've got a daughter
So
over here. She's
get
8.
your daughter ready.
Yeah. But okay, guys, I got to get off here because I got to go out here and check on. We feed the guys here, the workers. It's it's their lunchtime, and I want to see what they got done because, man, I guarantee you in about another
Same
week,
thing here.
Things gonna be done, man. And I would love for somebody to be the first border here and right on the wall. And because I'm gonna leave one part of the wall empty for everybody to sign their name, where you from, and when you were
That'll
here.
work.
And then some guy suggested that each subscriber leave something for the next subscriber coming, whether something from where you live, maybe a beer or something, coffee. I thought it was a great idea. But okay, guys, I got to
Can I
get
say
off
one more thing before we go? One
go
thing
ahead.
before you go, Cal. I want to say this. Cal, you come a long way. You come a long way. Remember way back when we used to talk over a year ago? You come a long way.
Yeah.
Okay? I've seen you change, Cal. I've seen you change. And you know what I'm talking about. Okay? That's between me and you. But I've seen you change. Remember way back when? I've seen that transformation in you. I'm proud of you, my brother.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I owe it to, my viewers and subscribers. Y'all push me, man. Without y'all, I'm nothing really, man. And none of these channels are. That's why I try to tell guys. These channels are the property of the viewers and subscribers. If you don't have any viewers, then hell, you ain't got nothing, man. That keeps me humble. Really, they don't care how many subscribers you got, Fred. It's how many views you get. That's how YouTube rewards you. You can have 1 million subscribers and hell, and 500 views. They ain't gonna get you nowhere. But I got to get off here, guys. Booby's in her sleep, and I don't want to wake her up, man. So take care, everybody. Stay safe, stay COVID free. Help somebody today if you can. There's no excuse why you shouldn't help somebody,
That's right.
man, if you can. A lot of times it don't have to be money, guys. Okay. Thank you guys again. I appreciate it.
Nice talking.